The OYs were shooting up delis, beating Opps to death, and self-snitching all over social media. And now, the whole crew was getting cooked with the RICO case. In December 2025, the police hit the OYs with a huge RICO indictment to take down at least 13 members. They're being charged for 66 different crash outs that mostly went down in 2024, and the district attorney said that the OYs tore up the streets with shootings, a homicide, and a vicious slashing. The OYs are from the Bronx, but they were sliding all over the city. The cops think the OYs are shooting up the city, but the biggest charge against them right now is when they beat a dude to death in October 2024. In October 2024, the OYs walked down on a dude named Tawn Clemens when they spotted him on West 148th Street. They pressed Tawn about where he was from, then they ran his pockets, and one of the OYs punched him in the face. Tawn hit the ground and got knocked out, but he never woke up. He smashed his head on the pavement and went into a coma, and a few weeks later, he died in the hospital. The cops said that Tawn was an innocent dude who just got caught up at the wrong place and time, but other sources claim that Tawn was an op who repped the Jets and was dissing the OYs. The OYs were sliding all over the place, and they even snuck knives into the courthouse and stabbed some Opps. Roscoe, Banga, and an OY named Bloody smuggled 2 scalpels through security at the Manhattan Criminal Courthouse. They spotted a couple of Opps after they got inside the building, then they waited for the Opps to leave and jumped them with the blades. The Opps were caught lacking and could have died right there, but the cops jumped in to save them before the OYs could take them out. The indictment also claims that the OYs were shooting up delis and spraying bullets in the middle of the street. The cops picked up 4 guns when they started booking the OYs, and it's looking like one of them already flipped and is working with the police. When the indictment got released, there was a name blacked out in the paperwork, and rumors say that somebody in the OYs is helping the cops bring down the whole crew. The cops have all kinds of evidence against the OYs, but what's crazy about the case is that almost all of the crash outs happened in 2024. The OYs have been active for years, but for some reason, the cops are only charging them for what went down in 2024. Like on May 22nd, when JB, Ratty, and Jo spotted some Opps in the street and started shooting. And the day after the shooting went down, JB texted one of his homies and said, "Look what we did last night." The OYs didn't even hit anybody though, and a couple weeks later, JB shot himself while he was trying to take out the Opps. The cops also have a bunch of texts from the OYs where they were talking about Tawn Clemens getting put on life support. Tawn was allegedly from the Harlem River projects, and when the OYs found out that some goons from HRP were gonna try and slide for Tawn, Jo sent a text and said, "Fuck it, we HRPK, they coming up here today." AJ Watts is the OY who actually punched Tawn and sent him into a coma, and when the OYs heard that Tawn wasn't waking up, AJ texted Bloody and told him, "I'm gonna be missing for a while," and Bloody told AJ not to be on his phone because people were already ratting. The OYs didn't slow down at all after Tawn went into a coma, and in September 2024, Bugs and Roscoe went sliding into Op territory. They went up to a van on West 163rd Street and tried to press the people inside, but then somebody inside the whip upped the strap and started shooting at Bugs and Roscoe. They ducked out of the way while the van sped off, then Bugs ran into the street and let off 6 shots at the van. The OYs weren't the only ones sliding though, and in October 2024, their homie CJ got shot and killed, and right after CJ got murdered, J Money and another OY member slid on the Opps at the St. Nicholas houses and let off 10 shots at some dudes walking down the street. The OYs are crashing out everywhere and shooting up delis too. They were always trading guns around and using them on different hits. And one time, Bloody stashed a gun inside of a cereal box in the back of a deli so he can come back and grab it later. The cops have been trying to take down the OYs for years because they sparked one of the deadliest wars in New York. They've been beefing with a ton of sets in the Bronx like the YG'z, and then they started going to war with the OG's too. The OYs and OG's were tight back in the day, and a lot of dudes were repping OY OG's. And after the OYs fell out with DOA, the OG's picked sides and were rocking with the OYs instead of DOA. All the sets were cool with each other, but then K-Flock got pressed because an OY rapper partied with some of his Opps. DOA started beefing heavy with the OYs and OG's, and both sides were sending crazy shots back and forth. Like when K-Flock's homie J Rip got killed, and Shy K dropped the track Get Back and raps, "When you see me, better up the knocks. Smoking J Rip, we don't fuck with the flocks. Like, words to my mother, you shot." The OYs didn't have as much motion in the drill scene as the OG's and DOA did, and they took a big loss when K-Flock killed a member named Waka. And in 2022, the OYs took an even bigger loss when Notti Osama got stabbed to death. Notti and his brother Didi had hopped in the drill scene and were running up crazy numbers. K-Flock was behind bars for a murder case after killing Waka, but Notti and Didi got a lot of eyes on them when they dissed K-Flock on tracks like What You Wanna Do when they rapped, "KK what? K-Flock to my dick. His mans got hit and didn't do shit. Nothing to say. Scream DOA, put a hole in his face." It looked like Notti and Didi were gonna take over the drill scene and really put on for the OYs, but then Notti put hands on an op and got stabbed to death at a train station. Notti's brother Didi kept it pushing, even though he just lost his brother, and at first it seemed like Didi was gonna hit the mainstream and run up even bigger numbers in K-Flop. The beef with DOA was why Didi and Notti were popping off though, and that all started slowing down when DOA got hit with a RICO indictment. DOA wasn't the only crew that the OYs had problems with though. They were beefing with the Drillies too, and Spaz Drilly dissed him on the track Opps Spotter and raps, "Shoot at a O, O and B, or an OY. J-Sap dissing us, we don't know why. Crips linking up with Bloods, they can both die. Drilly gang EBK on the north side. Tell them niggas from the court slide." But then the cops took the Drillies down too. In 2022, the cops booked 20 Drilly affiliates and basically locked up the whole crew. By 2024, New York drill was already on the way out, and the OY rappers weren't even coming close to the numbers they used to run up. DaBaby's a dude who put the OYs on the map in the drill scene, and then Blockwork started blowing up too. Before the OYs and OGs fell out, Blockwork ran up huge numbers when he linked up with Shy K in the booth. Around the same time, another OY rapper named Sugar Hill King was starting to pop off too. Blockwork and King were blowing up together on tracks like Move Look, and they were putting in real work in the trenches too. Keem and Blockwork allegedly slid on the Opps together and shot up a whip. Then they hopped in an Uber and the Uber got pulled over. Keem dry snitched on himself and the cops found a gun on him, and that's what sparks a lot of internal beef with the OYs.
Here we go, look at him telling them there's a pistol in the car.
Alright, you can grab your phone, bro. Hang out for a second. You're acting really strange, because I stopped the driver and you're going off in the back seat telling me I don't have anything in my fanny pack. Now that's raising, you know what I mean?
That's raising his what?
Keem started saying that Blockwork snitched on him, and the whole crew turned on Blockwork. Keem and DaBaby started dissing Blockwork, and Blockwork clapped back and wasn't really rocking with the OYs anymore. Then Keem got locked up on a 5-year sentence, and DaBaby allegedly took his own life. After that, Notti and Didi were the hottest OY rappers in the drill wave, and they got a lot of eyes on them because they were beefing with a crew called 4-1. The OY's beef with 4-1 actually started because Shy K had issues with 4-1. But back then, the OYs and OGs were still cool, so a lot of OYs inherited the beef. Then Notti got killed, and 4-1 started the Notti Bop trend, which put the OYs in the spotlight in the worst way. The OYs and OGs have been cool for years, and were always linking up in the studio. But around the time Notti got killed, it all started falling apart. DaBaby was one of the dudes who was holding the OYs and OGs together, and when he died, both sides started sending shots at each other, and Shy K even started doing the Notti Bop. Sugar Hill D-Dot and Didi Osama were keeping the momentum alive for the OYs, and then Bloody started popping off a little bit too. But everyone's numbers were falling off because the whole drill wave was over. The OYs and OGs ended up allegedly squashing the beef in 2025, but rumors say that both crews were just trying to get the heat from the cops off of them. There's no proof that the OYs and OGs ever actually dropped any bodies, but they've been dissing each other's dead homies like crazy, and a lot of people think it's weird they would just drop the beef after that. The OYs getting hit with the RICO might have ended the whole crew. Not everybody got indicted in that case, but rumors say the cops aren't done yet. Duty Low and Didi Osama are still dropping music, but the cops might be coming for them too, cause they've been dry snitching like crazy. Like when Duty Low dropped the track Come On, and raps, "Bro, we do not got time to play. Bro, we done touched multiple states. What the fuck is a mask? I ain't hiding my face." And Free Banger, bro caught an op on his block and he changed him. We done made multiple op niggas famous. A lot of people thought Didi was gonna be safe from the cops cause he allegedly never really crashed out, but on the track Have It, Didi dry snitched about buying guns for the crew and rapped, "I bought a crib trying to stay out the way, but y'all niggas keep saying my name. They're like Didi never did a thing. Who you think bought chops for the gang? Get the money and switch you like a lane. I got the money and turn my rank up. Wanna know why? Cause I'm a provider." Lil Didi promoting the violence. Didi and Duty Low didn't get caught up in the RICO yet, but if the cops really have informants on the inside, then the OYs might be finished for good.